Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start in just a moment. If everybody would like to take their seats. Good evening. Let's get ready to get started. Oh, the teacher's favorite, where everybody goes, shh, and it's louder than the actual noise. Good evening. We're so glad you guys are all here with us. I'm Kelly Willits. I'm the house principal for Seneca and Towasenta. I want to take a moment here to welcome our families, our students, and staff to the 2022 Farnsworth Middle School Moving Up Day ceremony. Today, we celebrate our FMS 8th graders as they become the Guilderland High School class of 2026. Wow. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to thank some people that have helped us to prepare for the evening. Thank you to our FMS clerical staff for their organization, the Guilderland High School and district faculties group for our stage setup. They've just been amazing. They helped me rearrange things just this evening. Thanks to Andy Maycock, Chris Cook, and the GHS Tech crew for our video and sound today. Thank you to the FMS Student Council, FMS PTA, community members, and parents that contributed to our 8th grade Moving Up Day celebration today. We had an amazing time together. Everybody, thank your parents in our community. Let them know how much fun you had today. Thanks to Mickey Young, our 8th grade advisor, for assisting all of our team speakers today. Thank you to our district office team and our Board of Education for their support. Thanks to our FMS families for loving and supporting your students and our school community. Thank you to our 8th grade teachers. You have been advocates, caregivers, and helped our students reach for their potential. Our students are fortunate to have you in their corner. May I introduce my company on the stage this evening? I have Dr. Marie Wiles, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Michael Laster, Building Principal. Mr. Bill Obie, House Principal. And we also have some esteemed guests with us this evening. Mr. Neil Sanders, Assistant Superintendent for Business. Dr. Seema Rivera, our School Board President. And Guilderland Board of Education members Kimberly Blaziak, Rebecca Butterfield, Blanca Gonzalez-Parker, Judy Slack, and Gloria Tolhilt. Thank you for joining us this evening. All right, guys, it's time to get the celebration underway. Please welcome to the stage John Wang, FMS Student Council President, and Sienna Schuler, Student Council Vice President.
Please stand up for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On March 13th, 2020, we as the class of 2026 were excited to go to our first spring fling. We never would have imagined that not only would that event be canceled, but so many other events and middle school experiences would be as well. We are so happy that this month we were able to partake in some experiences together. John and I, as president and vice president of Student Council, would like to thank the PTA, all parents and all staff who went above and beyond to make sure that we got the experience of a mud celebration this year. We would like to give a special thank you to Mr. Brian Cady for his generous donation for matching the program. Without the generosity and help from the Guilderland community, this event would have not happened. And to the class of 2026, may this be the first of many exciting experiences and adventures to come. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Michael Laster.
Good evening, everybody. So first of all, I want to say how refreshing it is to be back here doing a moving up ceremony in the high school auditorium. I think the last time we were able to pull this off was 2019. Because as our student just said, this class is special to FMS. It's special because, unfortunately, we were not able to give you the full experience of 3 years of awesome memories and academics and extracurricular activity opportunities due to the pandemic. So we are especially proud of all of you this year for your resilience and your positive attitude that you showed the past 3 years with us at FMS. So this is a great night. This is a great night for all of us. So I'd like to thank all of our parents and friends and guardians for sharing your students with us these past few years. It's been a privilege, and I also thank you for allowing us to share this memory tonight with you. Thank you who've supported all of these students who are sitting here in front of us along their academic and social-emotional middle school journey, which, as I just commented, was especially difficult and unique for this cohort. I thank you for what you've done so far, but I've said this before to other groups. I implore you to continue to support them as they enter their high school years. Here's the difference. They're not going to ask you for help. They're not going to want you to help. But they're going to need your help more than ever in the next 4 years. The middle school years are difficult. They're a time when students find out who they really are. The high school years get even more difficult because now it's time to apply those talents and see what sticks. So I encourage you to stay involved in your child's education over the next 4 years. I'd also like to thank our K-8 teachers and staff. All of you have helped build the foundation and the love of learning from the kids that we have in front of us. You've cultivated questioning, creativity, innovation. We appreciate all that you've done. Along with the kids sitting in front of us here tonight, our staff and our teachers, they're what keeps the heartbeat of FMS alive. They're committed to the mission of creating a learning environment for middle school students so that they can thrive and focus on their strengths and understand their unique talents during a time when they need that sort of environment. Our staff members understand that middle school students are a bit unique. They're shy, but inquisitive, loud but quiet. They're just trying to figure out their place in the world around them. And what I can tell you is our teachers and staff at FMS truly love your children. And they're really good at what they do in terms of building relationships with them. And that allows them to thrive in our building over the 3 years that they're with us. So please join me in applauding their efforts, especially during the last 18 months. And finally, good evening to the most important people here, the future class of 2026 of the Gilliland Central School District. This unforgettable event have been years in the making. Lots of people have been involved. And each and every one of you should enjoy this night and cherish this memory. As we reflect upon the last 10 months at FMS, the successes of all of you has been constant. This 8th grade class has been particularly outstanding given the obstacles they've had to navigate. Many of the students tonight have been recognized for their academic excellence as noted in our MUD program, so please take a look at that tonight. Many of our modified athletes, despite the shifts in timetables and the athletic contest challenges, competed with sportsmanship and excellence, achieving high GPAs while also navigating the responsibilities of a modified athlete. Our student musicians showcased their talents at concerts, at our mask production, and at NISMA competitions this year when they started to get going again. Many of our students sitting here in front of us were inducted into our local chapter of the National Junior Honor Society, the Helderberg chapter actually. They're now ready to show their positive leadership as they begin their high school journey. Can't wait to see what happens when they're in 11th grade applying for the National Honor Society of Gilliland High School. And other students have been recognized for their amazing artwork, some of it which has been again highlighted in our MUD program tonight, and much of it being captured in our yearbook as well as around town and in our school displays around the halls. One thing that these students all share is the positive impact they've made on the people at FMS. We've all been through a lot together, and I believe that's made us stronger. This class has been really, really special, as I said before. Their accomplishments were phenomenal, given what they've had to deal with the COVID-19 schooling experience. They've had to persevere, practice resiliency, in order to achieve what they've achieved already in middle school. They've left us stronger, and I think more prepared as a class than ever. Students, you've thrived in middle school despite living through the pandemic. In the years when you begin to tell stories of your upbringing, you're never going to forget these past 3 years. Not only because they were your middle school years, but because it occurred in a period of change that we have not seen in history for quite some time. We've learned in many ways that failure is just an opportunity for growth over the past few months. Failure is just life trying to change you for the better or for the worse sometimes. It'll be up to you, students, to determine which way you will choose to go over the next 4 years in high school. One piece of advice, and I know this has been something that we've had to rely on the last few years due to our schooling experience, but every now and then, put your cell phones down and take a technology break, please. Talk to one another. Get involved in an argument and discourse, like with words. I have a hunch. I have a hunch with all the technology and connectivity skills that you have mastered in the last 3 years, those other skills that I just mentioned are just as important in life. So that's why I'm asking you to make sure you practice balance as you start your high school years. Seek positivity and avoid or block those inappropriate posts and social media conversations that starting in 9th grade, you can't afford to have on your digital footprint. Because the college and the employer that will hire you or accept you in 5 years will be watching. You also all living at a time when we all look back as historians when shifts occurred, new careers were invented, and new normals emerged. Be part of this work. Create, imagine, and dream. And then most importantly, you need to deliver. Be mindful of others, though, as you go along that journey. Be respectful, and always remember those who are less fortunate. Always defend those students who are not in the popular crowd, those who may be getting teased or bullied, or those who are struggling with something. Now's your time to be an ally, not just a bystander. And finally, what we all need is to practice a little bit more empathy. Having empathy, more importantly, understanding what other people are going through, is another one of those essential life skills that I mentioned. The situational awareness that will help you develop will help you thrive and survive the challenges and the hardships that will be ahead. Many of the adults at FMS have shared in your successes. Memories have been worthy of repeating. Many of the memories have been worthy of repeating, but some of them need to be forgotten. These young men and women in front of us have surprised us, they've made us proud, and are now ready to embark on the next chapter, life, high school. We're confident at FMS that they're ready to leave us. The lessons and skills that you've refined will provide the foundation for future successes in high school and beyond. Class of 2026, we're confident your day is now and you're destined for great places. Make good choices, work hard towards your goals, and have fun along the way. Take advantage of every single thing our high school has to offer. Apply yourself and contribute to working towards a better community. Just remember to come visit us over at FMS along the way to share the discoveries that you've made. All right? Congratulations. I'm proud of all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Laster. Every year, each FMS house nominates a student to speak on behalf of their peers. This year's student speaker from Mohawk is Sonia. Tokley.
First fall field trips in 6th grade to Liberty Ridge and Elms Farm. The intoxicating smell of apple cider and pumpkins. New teachers, new friends. Large hallways, a maze to follow. Where was class? 4 houses, different colors each. Annoying combination locks that took forever to open. Our much-due independence. No more lines. Crispy fries in white cups and warm cookies in crinkly white paper bags. Vending machines filled with snacks, so much to choose from. Talking in the halls, TikToks too. Longing to see people, even through screens. Appreciating words in blue and white bubbles. Normalcy, where are you? Friends everywhere, finally. Faces seen, memories coming back. Dontavius the fish, may he rest in peace. Lunch outside with Miss Young. Golf applauses. Rock music blaring so loud, I may need to go to the nurse. Long chats filled with laughter. Tutorials outside, soft wind on my face. Pizza parties, cookies too. New trends. All the memories made with whom we once thought were strangers in the hall, who soon became our closest friends. Good evening. My name is Sonia. Tokley. Board of Education members, Dr. Wiles, Mr. Laster, Mr. Obie, Ms. Willits, honored guests, teachers, parents, family, friends, and the class of 2026, the past 3 years at FMS have been very odd ones. Despite these very odd years, we have made many memories. When most people think of school, they think of homework, annoying teachers, tests, and quizzes. To be honest, after the past 2 years, I kind of miss school. As weird as it sounds, and I know I'm not the only one, It felt better to see everyone in school this year rather than on Google Meets. For me, Google Meets were very boring. The only humorous thing was when someone had their camera off because they were in the shower and the teacher called on them. The silence that followed was very awkward. Coming to school this year has been meaningful because we could have actual conversations face to face. And learning has changed. From doing easy worksheets online to staying up till 2 in the morning, papers everywhere, frantically checking the results from the last test and studying for the next one. Our friends made all of that easier this year. We had friends to write our problems to, friends to help us study, friends to frantically copy last night's homework at lunch. This year was almost just like a normal year. All the old memories of 6th grade came flooding back, and new, better, fantastic memories have been made this year. None of this would have been possible without our principals who put up with our behaviors, our LA teachers that taught us that words mean so much, our math teachers filled with patience, our social studies teachers who taught us how America grew as a nation, and our science teachers who taught us more about the beauty of life and nature. And to all our other teachers who have enriched our minds and bodies, these 3 odd and fun-filled years would have never been the same without you. Thank you. Even if the thought of high school freaks us out because there will be more and much harder work, we still have friends, people to count on and have fun with. No matter what happens, no matter how much homework we're drowning in, nothing should stop us from having the time of our lives. Homecoming, driver's licenses, first jobs, these are all in our futures. So let's go out there and have the best 4 years of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Our next speaker is Hanajua Frimpong from Hiawatha.
Hi, I'm Nanadra Frimpong. Good evening, Board of Education members, Dr. Wiles, Mr. Laster, Mr. Obi, Mrs. Willett, honored guests, teachers, family, friends, and the class of 2026. Niki Lauda, a past Formula One driver, once said, "Winning is one thing, but out of losing I always learned more." Like Niki Lauda, while we share wonderful memories of friends and teachers and school events, we also share memories of struggles. During the past 3 years, we were often confused about what was happening around us because we didn't have much control over our daily lives. We stressed over questions and probably cried about something at some point, but we learned. We did not back down, and we are still strong. Our time at FMS was crazy. I remember when we first came to FMS, 8th grade seemed so far away, but in reality, time went by fast. Very, very fast. This school is a special place. It holds the memories of some of the most challenging school years of our lives so far. From leaving school in 6th grade and not knowing when we could come back, to spending all of 7th grade in virtual or hybrid, we have been through all sorts of madness. We have seen how school was affected by COVID. We've seen how our world was affected by this pandemic. And after so much, we are finally here. The 8th grade year that seemed so far away is now over. My most important moments at FMS came from the people I met. The teachers, my classmates, my friends, they've all contributed to this wonderful collection of memories that I will hold in my heart forever. I've met some of the kindest people like Logan and Sarah, some of the most studious people like Ryan and Amelia, some of the most friendly people like Dylan and Jeremy, and some of the most memorable people like Khadijah and Pebbles. I've met people whose memories I will treasure for a lifetime, from playing on the volleyball and basketball teams to being on the TV news and playing in band. I've encountered so many amazing people that I am honored to consider my friends. I will miss the homework group chat, filled with laughs, reading Violet in the mornings, walking with Sammy and Bella in the hallways, and studying with Rashita during lunch. These are my cherished memories. But there are many memories that we share. Moments that stand out, like the bird flying in the cafeteria, parties and celebrations. We have gone to sporting events and dealt with false fire alarms. There's been shooting rockets and tech, football during lunch, and masked performances. We have made new friends, formed new relationships, and have grown as individuals. In September, we will be in a new environment and at a new place to make memories. Until then, we can look back on the ones we have made at FMS. Throughout the years, I've met some great people. I will forever remember Coach Buckley and the amazing role model she has been for me. My great memories include Ms. McPherson's spectacular drawings, to Mr. Hanson bringing us outside for lunch, along with Mr. Cook from TV News. We will remember learning from over a computer screen. We will remember teammates and lesson groups. So many people have had an impact on us and who we are now. We have missed out on a lot of things in our years at FMS. We've missed out on various dances like the spring fling and the winter extravaganza. We've missed out on field trips and fun projects. What we have from FMS are memories of the times we've had, memories of eating lunch together and talking with friends on school buses. We have memories from club meetings and traveling for sports. We've made happy memories and sad memories. We've broken apart and we've gotten together. We have grown stronger and brighter through our experiences with the people that our time at FMS has led us to. We have grown, matured, and changed. We have felt the exhilaration of trying something new, and we've taught others new things as well. We have made new friends, some of them the same ones we had in elementary school. Now, we are prepared for a new stage in our lives. I would like to thank everyone who is a part of our journey through FMS. Thank you to all the teachers, classmates, parents, and friends who are by our sides during our voyage. In a few months, we will be at a new start and at a new stage in our lives. We should be proud of how far we've come. Although some of us may be nervous, in the words of Ryan Rinka, the task always seems harder before you start, so just dive head in and embrace the journey. A journey of miles begins with just one step, so lift your leg and take it. We are the graduating class of 2026, and we are standing strong. We are showing our faces to the world, showing that we made it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next to the mic is our speaker from Tawasenta, Ethan Altieri.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Ethan Altieri from Tawasenta House. Hold up. I want to first take the time to say thank you to everyone who came out here tonight. Parents, grandparents, siblings, and all the families that have helped us throughout the years. I also wanted to thank the teachers and staff of Farnsworth for helping us learn and grow. I'm thankful to be up here speaking to all of you and representing my fellow classmates. These last 3 years have been anything but normal. The first day of 6th grade was exciting but also very nerve-wracking. I had just gotten my Chromebook a couple days before and didn't understand the use of it since I was used to my elementary school teachers using a large screen and we would follow along with the lesson plan. Using pencils and paper to do assignments was suddenly in my rearview mirror, and my assignments would now be turned in through email or Google Classroom, with homework now being time-stamped when we turned it in. I guess doing homework the day it was due was no longer an option if this was the case. And if that wasn't scary enough, our first day here, we were walking the hall in a bigger school with older kids and not knowing what to expect from our new teachers in this team thing we called houses. It was also intimidating to say the least. Fortunately, as we can all say, we survived those first few days, weeks, and months, and the year flew by. What we didn't know was that our first year at Farnsworth would come to a screeching halt because of COVID, which I never thought would happen. Normally, our school is closed for holidays, snow, or broken water pipes. But this was different, because we were forced to attend school remotely for the rest of our first year at Farnsworth. The pandemic was a new experience for everybody and presented many challenges. Teachers suddenly had to learn quickly how to teach students on a computer rather than in the class face-to-face. Students had to get used to learning over a computer instead of walking to a different classroom. We attended gym class with an online instructor. I thought seeing my mom do aerobics in the living room in front of the TV was enough. Now I had to go along with watching an instructor have me do exercises in front of my computer. One great thing that came of the remote learning was getting up 5 minutes before class, brushing my teeth, and sitting in front of my computer while eating breakfast. Some teachers, not to mention any names, Mr. Agatsky, uploaded handouts in JPEG format, sideways and blurry. I'm sure there's countless stories we can all relate to, like one of my classmates yelling at his parents and forgetting his mic was still on. We all got faster reflexes for hitting the mute button during class because of all the stuff going on in our homes while class was being taught. Our second year brought many changes to our schedule. We were able to sleep in, and school started at 10:10 a.m. Half of our class went to school in person, while the other half attended school remotely. Wearing masks, being 6 feet apart, and eating lunch in our classrooms was now our new way of life for learning. Our teachers and the staff here at Farnsworth did a heck of a job at keeping us safe, all while dealing with pandemic. Rather than focus mostly on what has become the COVID years, a dark time and negative, I'd like to tell you what great things came about during our years at Farnsworth. Besides the return of long shaggy hair and the mullet haircut, most of us crossed over into puberty. Our voices changed, as did our bodies. We not only grew physically, but also became more mature, for the most part. The focus of diversity and inclusion was introduced to us. During these years, we learned to treat everybody with respect, no matter what they looked like, where they lived, or what their beliefs and opinions were. We learned this through the Positivity Project, which was a program to help make our school community and the world a better place. Another great memory and experience we got to participate in was a job shadow day. We were able to attend the workplace of a career we're interested in and be exposed to what our job shadow host does for their job. I job shadowed my father at the New York State Police. What an interesting day I had watching him arrest a guy. Then having to sit next to the criminal in his police car while he was in handcuffs. These are just some of the great times we had inside and out of the classroom that the teachers provided for us, and that I can say I will remember most about my years at Farnsworth. This Moving Up Day ceremony is not the end of our journey, but it is a way to celebrate our accomplishments, growth, and learning. We will continue this journey next year when we enter the high school. Yes, we will have a few tough first days, weeks, and months, but that will be another part of our growth and learning. We will meet new people, encounter new experiences, hopefully learn to drive, and most importantly, continue to learn and grow as individuals. In closing, and to my fellow classmates, we hope to leave Farnsworth with lasting memories of the years we spent growing into teenagers, and I wish all my classmates the best of luck in their high school years. Thank you, Farnsworth, for the great memories.
Nice job, Ethan. Our final student speaker this evening is Judah Johnson of Seneca House.
All right. Top of the morning, or should I say evening. Friends, family, and faculty, my name is Judah Johnson of Seneca House. I would like to say hello and welcome to Dr. Wiles, our principals, Mr. Laster, Mr. Obie, and Mrs. Willits, and also to our honored guests, board members, and the class of 2026, soon to be freshmen. We are gathered here on this electrifying day to celebrate our experience as middle schoolers and the next step in our lives, high school. It might seem an odd analogy, but I would like to look at our 3 years at FMS like a loaf of bread. The start and finish of our time here is like the crust, a warm and inviting loaf. We were optimistic at the start of 6th grade, expecting the next step in life to be simple. It wasn't. Things went downhill like a snowball growing to threatening size. That loaf became hard and bitter. It was a loaf most stale. But yet, despite adversity, we've learned and grown through the pandemic. Let us not be regretful of our middle school experience, but proud. For highs only exist when there are lows. The pandemic robbed us of education, friendship, and normality, but in its face, we achieved. Whether it was an undefeated wrestling season, a nearly perfect basketball season, making the tennis team, learning that tricky song on piano, an outstanding band concert, being inducted into National Junior Honor Society, or high averages, we all accomplished. And to those of you who feel you haven't, don't worry or feel bad whatsoever. You still have high school. Let us not forget those who made it possible. Our teachers, coaches, principals, staff, and instructors who guided us through a hectic 3 years, doing their very best, taking time out of their busy day to help us out. Remember those pizza parties your teachers and coaches threw for you and your classmates? Let me tell you, they didn't have to. The food, drinks, and snacks you ate came out of their paychecks. Money that could have gone to gas or bills spent on us. Our teachers, coaches, and principals value us. It's only right that we value them and treat them with respect. And how could we forget our beloved parents who drive us around, buy supplies for our last-minute projects that we probably should have done earlier, and put up with us. To all the parents here tonight, thank you, especially you, Mom and Dad. We may have been disrespectful or inconsiderate towards them in the past, but today isn't about that. Let today serve as not only a graduation from FMS, but a graduation from your old selves. In high school, we have the responsibility to change as individuals. Whether that means shed the grimy skin that suffocated us, or rock the character skills that made us successful. As cliche as it may sound, stay true to yourselves. Throughout the next 4 years, you will encounter unpleasant people. People who tease, taunt, and harass. Do not walk with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet run away from success. Go your separate ways and become the best student, singer, instrumentalist, or athlete you can be. Luckily, the majority of people you meet will be people who help, reassure, and encourage. People who bring out the best of you. These are your teammates, classmates, and friends. With them, you will thrive. Personally, I doubt I'd be who I am today without them, my friends. They pushed me harder in practice, studied with me, and got me interested in things I wouldn't have been otherwise, like football, wrestling, and lifting. Surround yourself with the latter. I trust you all to make the right decisions. I encourage you all to become involved with extracurriculars. Whether it be sports, music, or clubs, try to stay active in your school community. I assure you, you will find your niche. Extracurriculars are also a great way to meet new people and make new friends, as cheesy as that may sound. We only have 4 more years to go. Make the most of them and get involved with your school community. Summer is right around the corner. Make the most of it. Go somewhere, meet with friends, whatever it is, try to stay active. Well, there goes 3 years. But of course, it was much more than that. It was middle school, COVID, new friends, and a new beginning. I must say, time goes by fast. The end of 5th grade feels like it was only yesterday.
Nicely done, Judah. Thank you to all of our student speakers. I feel like you did a great job representing what everyone has been thinking for 3 years. Great job. celebration would be complete without a musical performance. Our 8th grade chorus will now take the stage to sing for us. have to say I'm always impressed with the talent and hard work of our FMS music department. Thank you so much for that inspiring performance. Now, may I please introduce Dr. Marie Wiles, Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start any of my comments, I want to take my hats off to the 4 speakers who gave their speeches earlier tonight. They were fantastic. And to the chorus, bravo. So it is always an honor and a privilege to be a part of the official moving up of our 8th grade students. It is particularly satisfying that this class of 2026 can celebrate this milestone all together, inside, under the same roof, and all at the same time. This is something I will never take for granted again. So I offer each and every one of you a heartfelt and huge congratulations for successfully finishing this middle leg of your 13-year journey through Guilderland Central Schools. And what a leg it has been. It wasn't always pretty, as many of you have pointed out, but no matter what happens next in your lives, you are never going to forget your middle school years. I also want to congratulate and thank all the people in your lives who made it possible for you to be sitting here in the West Gym of Guilderland High School right now. Our amazing faculty, staff, and administration at Farnsworth Middle School, our Board of Education, many of whom are with us here tonight, and of course, your parents, grandparents, family members, and friends who are our most important partners in your success. Class of 2026, give your fans a big round of applause. So tonight I'd like to take just a couple minutes to give our soon-to-be freshman class something to think about before you enter the high school next year. And I'll tell you, my thoughts are inspired by 2 experiences that I had this year. The first occurred about 3 months ago when my husband convinced me to get up very early one Sunday morning to participate in a sunrise community service. I was not particularly excited to set an alarm. Sunday is a day of rest, but I was a good sport and I did it. And ultimately, I was glad that I did, because I heard something that morning that has really helped me put a lot of things into perspective. About halfway through the event, one of the speakers said, "You know, Jesus knew the difference between perfect and good." As a person long concerned with getting things perfect and all that goes along with that, long hours, stress, frustration, worry, this seemed to make a lot of sense, not just for me, but for everyone, and especially at a time when everyone is worried about the social, emotional, and mental well-being of our students and our staff. The second experience involved 3 current, at least for one more day, 9th grade students who made an appointment to meet with me to tell me why we need more mental health providers and support at Guilderland High School. They shared their research in a very well-written essay and spoke persuasively about how students need someone to talk to when they're stressed out. And these 3 were stressed out. They wanted to get the best grades. They wanted to win all of their athletic competitions. They wanted to perform perfectly in music. In addition to being thoroughly impressed with their courage and capacity to advocate for themselves, a lot of thoughts crossed my mind. First one was, we need to do a lot better job telling our students about the available resources they have for help. Second, we need to talk about expanding mental health services across the district, which we are. And third, our students need to hear the lesson I heard on that very early morning. It is important to know the difference between perfect and good. The 18th century French philosopher and author Voltaire is commonly credited with saying, "Don't let the perfect be the enemy of good." The Harvard Business Review recently, as February in 2020, right before the pandemic, published an article with that exact same title, noting that holding out for perfection can mean missed deadlines, missed opportunities, and lots of stress. Others note that an obsession with perfection can actually result in less creativity, since to be creative, one must be willing to take some risks, make some mistakes, and try again. So why am I sharing all this with you? As you get ready to enter GHS, know that no one is expecting any one of you to be perfect at all things at all times. But we are expecting you and every one of you to be good, to put in good effort, to do good work, to be good to one another, to be willing to do good on behalf of those who need help. There are countless ways to do good at GHS, in academics, by participating in clubs, athletics, music, drama, art, and don't forget community service. I encourage you to take advantage as many of those opportunities as you can. Doing so will help you make new friends, learn new things, and build strong connections with both peers and our amazing faculty and staff at the high school. So I'm going to close with a very brief poem from Leonard Cohen, the Canadian singer-songwriter, poet, and novelist, whose work explored a wide range of topics, including politics, religion, love, loss, isolation, but you probably know him best for his song, Hallelujah. And this is the poem. And this is the poem. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget the perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. So congratulations, class of 2026, and don't forget to be good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Wiles. And speaking of being good, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of the class of 2022, GHS class of 2026. What an accomplished group they are. This year, our FMS 8th graders earned a colossal number of academic awards. I want you guys to look at this group of kids right in front of you. Of this group of students, 116 students were inducted into the National Junior Honor Society this year. "140 were awarded the President's Award for Academic Excellence. 141 students received the Board of Education Award for Superior Achievement in Learning. 16 of these students received the Board of Education Award for Notable Improvement in Learning. And 6 of our 8th graders received the Sandra G. Morley Physical Education Leadership Award. Each year, we have 3 special 8th grade awards for which students are nominated by their teachers. These students did not know they were receiving this award until they got here today and saw it in the program. Could these award recipients please rise for a round of applause when their name is read? The first award is the New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award, given to an FMS student who has shown academic excellence and the potential for leadership through involvement in activities that improve the community. This year's New York State Comptroller's Achievement Award goes to John Wang of Seneca. The second award is the New York State Attorney General's Triple C Award, given to FMS students who have shown character, courage, and commitment during their middle school years. Nominations reflect a student that has shown perseverance, as well as making time to support and encourage others. The New York State Attorney General's Award for Character, Courage, and Commitment has been awarded to Ziana Porter of Hiawatha. It has been awarded to Emma Codden of Mohawk. I got her to stand up for you. Stand up, Anna. The Triple C Award has also been given to Rowan Gardella of Tawasentha. And our final Triple C winner this year is Danielle Mahar of Seneca. The final special award is the Knights of Pythias Award. This award is given to a student who has shown significant dedication in extracurricular activities and or community endeavors. Albany Lodge number 540 Knights of Pythias Award for community service and extracurricular school service is awarded to Ryan Ranka of Hiawatha. As you guys have seen, this is a particularly special group of kids, and I promised I wouldn't do this. These students are especially important to me. They were my first FMS sixth graders, and we've been together all along. Since I was new, they were new, and now I get to see them leave. So my love to you all. Okay, now you can't tell anyone I'm soft. Got it? Before Mr. Laster comes up to close our ceremony today, I want to provide a few pieces of information. Before you leave, please stop at the tables in the vestibule to collect an envelope for your student. That includes certificates and awards. Each student will also receive an 8th grade class photo, courtesy of Adirondack School Portraits. We also have a backdrop photo station set up in the vestibule where you can take photos with your student. Today's ceremonies are being live streamed and will be uploaded and available to watch at your leisure on the FMS YouTube channel. All right, now back to Mr. Laster.
Thank you, Ms. Willits. All right, so it's the time we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to get back to this tradition. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the future graduating class of 2026 by the respective houses that they were assigned to in 8th grade this year. So first up, students, when I call your house, please stand up and get some cheers out, all right? 8th graders from Tawasentha, please stand and be recognized. Eighth graders from Hiawatha House represent. Congratulations. How about our 8th graders from Seneca House? Stand up and celebrate. Let's not lift up Brady. Let's leave Brady on the ground, please. I know, but we don't have to lift him. All right. And for some friends that I was very fortunate enough to be their house principal this year and develop some long-lasting relationships with, a big shout out to our Mohawk House. On behalf of all of us at Farnsworth Middle School, we'd like to once again thank all of you for coming tonight. Thank all the parents, family, and friends for supporting these students in front of us. Please keep it up. Thanks for joining us. Have a safe drive home, everybody. Good night.